This news update is brought to you by
This is the 6 p.m. Barbados Today update for Monday, July the 14th, 2014. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Good evening. The governor of the central bank, Dr. Delisle Worrell, is back in hot water. This time it's not with certain sections of the media, but with the leader of the opposition, Mia Mottley, who's blasting his decision not to hold his customary quarterly news conference on the performance of the economy. Mottley says the governor's decision is totally unacceptable, and she insists that now more than ever, the governor needs to tell all about the true state of the economy. In a statement today, she also took issue with what she called missing economic data from the bank's quarterly reviews. She stressed that hiding and shrinking away from the real facts won't boost confidence in the economy. The governor's economic report will be released tomorrow. Meantime, there's another word of caution to the Frontal Stewart administration. It's coming from Economist Ryan Straughn, who is telling it, do not implement the municipal solid waste tax. The former president of the Economic Society says the tax will not generate the desired revenue because residents simply do not have the money to pay. And he's warning government that if it pushes ahead with the levy, it will cause economic conditions in the country to worsen.
Increasing taxes or introducing new taxes in an already shrinking economy is never a good idea. It is never a good idea, so I would totally support the scrap of the tax. But you have to, scrapping the tax must mean that you must take additional measures on the expenditure side that are actually going to make a significant difference in terms of the government having to rely less on the central bank to print money in order to finance its expenditure. I think therein lies our problem. As I said, that would be the sensible thing to do.
Meantime, Finance Minister Chris Sinckler says the government is close to reaching its retrenchment target. In a wide-ranging interview with Barbados Today, Sinckler revealed that about 2,800 of the 3,000 public workers selected for layoff had already been sent home. The Finance Minister says there are no further plans to retrench any more public workers under this expenditure-cutting initiative. However, he warns that some statutory corporation workers could still be affected.
Of course, you know, we said that we were going to restructure 19 organizations in government. That process is getting underway. There are consultations that we'll be doing with the union. So smaller amounts, you know, one or two here, 3 or 4 may affect. You know, not going to add up to any thousands, but you will get some attrition once those processes begin.
Sinckler says the special committee has already started work on the restructuring exercise and will report to him by October.
The changes will be ongoing because as they find things, they will be making recommendations for changes. That committee reports directly to the cabinet through the Minister of Finance, and we'll be making changes on point once the recommendations can lend themselves to that type of intervention.
And you can catch the full interview with Minister Sinckler later tonight in our e-paper.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
On the regional scene now, health officials in Trinidad and Tobago are appealing to residents to keep their surroundings clean. The plea comes as the country records 3 cases of the fast-spreading mosquito virus chikungunya. Health Minister Dr. Fuad Khan says his department has launched a vigorous promotional campaign to ensure that citizens are able to protect themselves and their families. And finally, on the international scene, the Church of England breaks a decade-old tradition to allow women to become bishops. In an unprecedented move, the General Synod gave approval to the legislation introducing change by the required 2/3 majority. The ruling, which comes more than 20 years after women were first allowed to become priests, will now go before Parliament's Ecclesiastical Committee for approval. The Synod will then meet in November to formally declare that women can be bishops. On that positive note, we come to the end of our 6 p.m. update, but we will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. with another news update. Until then, you can log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper or like us on Facebook to get the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a great evening.
This news update is brought to you by